Alright, so today we're going to talk about a little game called Guild Wars and just how far it's come in the past literally decade. The nostalgia is real, and those of you who were here since around the first couple of weeks or day one or whatever you want to call it, those of you who were here that long ago will know what I'm talking about. The game launched in April of 2005. That's 10 years ago from around this time of the year. Now, 10 years is a long time, and the memories are overwhelmingly good from my experience with this game. And, well, I still remember I had played RuneScape for a long time, and this was something new. Give me a second.
Feel the fury.
Anyway, this one... Where the hell did that come from? Anyway, this one was just something new. I got used to RuneScape for a while. Couldn't really get into it. By the way, I'm waiting for the fire elemental. Anyway, this one just had an element of fresh. Like, it had different gameplay. Interesting. It had different gameplay, it had different mechanics, it had different weapons, a different non-linear storyline, so to speak, and it just had a lot more to offer in general. So I picked it up in June of 2005. Keep in mind, I haven't gotten the third birthday present yet. My current highest time, and by the way, yeah, I play on and off, for Christ's sake.
Time to fight.
Yeah, this type of thing. Can't really wait for a boss in peace that much. Keep in mind, I've played for a long time, but I've been an on and off player for so long. I never actually finish what I start, so to speak. I don't even know how the hell they got up there. But anyway. But I never really finished what I started. I guess you could put it that way. So, yeah, I started in June of 2005. That's when I created this account. But this particular account, Guild Wars 2, the game, I've owned it for going on, I'm a week from 3 years. Because as you can see, the oldest title I have for years played is Veteran, right here. And this is the same effect. It was 2012 exclusive, so I wear that because it has the same effect overall. And, well... You know, it'd be nice to just wait without having to do this bullshit every 5 seconds. I'm gonna go right over here. Fuck that. I'm tired of dealing with it every couple of seconds. Well... Looks like over there ain't happening either. Christ. I should have picked a different world boss to wait by. This is... I know, I'm not a pro gamer by any means, so fuck all that. But anyway. Alright, can we save the fight until the goddamn boss starts? Anyway. I started in 2005. Going on 3 years on this one. Ugh, stupid interruptions are pissing me off. Anyway. Man, I still remember booting it up. Installing it. All of that. And I'm talking old school. I'm not talking Guild Wars 1 as in like... Oh, I played when Nightfall first came out. Or I played when Factions first came out. No. I'm talking like first couple of months after launch type of thing. Like, you know you're an old school Guild Wars player if this quote rings any sort of bell, you'll know you're one of the oldest ones. You have taken your first step on the path to the Hall of Heaps. Oh yeah, of course, dipshit, attack it. It's totally not going to come from me at all. Anyway. See, I can't do anything here without getting interrupted. Only bad thing. Anyway. Quote was, before Captain Moron here had to do that, quote was, "You have taken your first step on the path to the Hall of Heroes. This base belongs to your party. Hold back the unworthy dead." Okay, never mind the British thing. I don't know where that came from. Hold back the unworthy dead while I forgot the rest of that part. It was said by the ghostly hero, and that was a prevalent quote from 2005, and he didn't say that much anymore after a while. There was a certain point where he pretty much just skipped the dialogue and it shot you straight into the test level where you tested your worth against the dead shit, I suppose. Oh, wrong button. So yeah, there was a point where he just stopped. Christ. Yeah, there was a point where he just, like, he'd stop the dialogue and you would go straight into the realm where you, I guess you could say, tested your worth, so to speak. And that was that. Then the cycle was something along the lines of, after that was over, then the place got destroyed, and that's when you had the iWay build come out, and you had a lot of different tweaks. You waited in a new area because that was, I believe that was the beginning of Nightfall. Been a long time. I haven't played the game, Guild Wars 1, since like 2010. So let's remember that. But anyway. But what I do remember is, let's backtrack. We were skipping ahead to Nightfall already, and we didn't even talk about the original good stuff. Now, my favorite memory in the game had to be the holiday events, and not just the holiday events, when they were brand new things. Like I said, not just them themselves, but when they were brand new, when no one had seen them yet. Like the first Halloween was like a big surprise for everybody. Speaking of Halloween, when they were brand new, that was a pretty good thing. Like, nobody had seen them yet, nobody knew what to expect necessarily. So, it was pretty cool. When, like, for instance, you get the announcement that, Halloween is coming, so you're like, oh, well, that's pretty awesome, let's see what it brings. Then you log in and you see, like, big cauldron in place of Lion's Arch's fountain. All the NPCs have turned into demons and mummies and all different types of things. You just notice a big change. Then you see the special goodies. I'm trying to remember. Trick-or-treat bags, I think it was called. Special treats, tonics that transformed you. All this different stuff added just for a holiday. And it was pretty cool. And then finally, when it was all over, on Halloween Day, I believe it was, the Mad King. Actually, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right. Pardon the fact, the gender difference. Yeah, this guy. Just in Guild Wars 1, a lot bigger and a lot more crudely sketched. This guy would show up, and he would play the ever-beloved game Mad King Says. Oh, wait, I did that wrong. He would play the very beloved game Mad King Says. Yeah, anyway. But it wasn't like it was on here, because on here you actually heard it. On Guild Wars 1, it was 100% dialogue. You just read it. So, after that one was over, I kind of got an idea of what to expect. I had the impression like, oh, they did like other MMOs did it. They're gonna do some little holiday treats, kind of to, I guess you could say, keep you into it, but at the same time, being lore specific and kind of blending it in with their own version of it. Well, that kept me going for a while. I have a large bank of memories stored of this game that I'm sure some of you will remember, and I'm positive others of you won't. Like, I'd be surprised if at least 2 people remember that dialogue that the ghostly hero had in the early stages of around June 2005. If you do, please let me know. That was an awesome memory, and it was pretty old. Anyway, then beyond that, after the Halloween was over, we then had the Winter's Day. Like I said, I'm explaining these in greater detail because the holiday events were actually my personal favorites. And then we had that when I logged in one day again, and I saw the presents everywhere. They added the snowball fight. The snowball fight was awesome. Come on, snowball fight was amazing. It was fun, especially the first year. The two teams grabbing the present, going to the opposite end, being able to floor them with a falling snowman, build a fort as a shield. It was a great minigame, and it was fun to pass the time. And then the real fun happened around New Year's Eve, which was Winter's Day, I believe. And that was when the Duena versus Grenth event happened, wherein you voted. If you were for a longer Winter's Day, meaning you were pro Grenth, every necromancer out there will probably love that. You stood in that circle, like where it was Grenth's was. I believe Grenth's was by the presence. The circle. That laughing mode is so fucking annoying. Anyway, I believe Grenth's circle was by the presence. And I know for a fact Duena's circle was in a large ring of candy canes. That was where you stood if you were in favor of a shorter Winter's Day. Now, I'm not entirely sure if our input really made a difference. Please help me on that. I don't remember that well. That if our actual vote meant anything. I just remember people were picking the god they liked. Duena was mostly the monks. Mostly the good guys, so to speak. As we all know the lore, how that goes. And Grenth was mostly the Necros, warriors, and anybody who just loved the event. Loved snow, loved cold, loved death, loved graves, loved... Oh. Never mind that. Anyway. After that was over, yeah, I actually remember we did get... I think Grenth won 2005, because it did last an extra week. Now that I'm remembering that clearly, it actually did. Damn. Crafting crap. Anyway. And after that, it continued as normal. You had the... One memory I do have a lot, though, was the, I remember a day when the mistake was... ArenaNet had a little glitch going on in the Guild Wars world, but it was so bad that they actually had to shut down the servers and fix this quickly. First time that's ever happened. Well, the glitch was a lot of the glyphs or runes or whatever they were that were sold at the... Holy hell. The glyphs and runes and whatnot that were sold at that place, the Beetleton, I think it was. Wherever that... I'm bad at the names. It was where the shrine was. The shrines to get into the underworld or the foe to get your armor sets and the farm top tier mats. Anyway, beyond that, there was a big glitch there, and the most expensive glyphs were selling for like nothing. They were being sold for literally like pennies worth. So everybody was flocking there, buying them in bulk, using them, storing them for future use, which I found hilarious. I was like, well, this is totally going to screw up the market. Leatherface moment right there. And anyway, storing them for future use, selling them to people who didn't know what was going on, and paying top dollar for them anyway. And all of that. Well, that was another one I had. This was all, by the way, most of this was during 2005. This was before any expansions came out. This was when the game was still relatively new. We had the Christmas thing. Then we had, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I still even remember having a lot of fun when Factions came out. It was a pretty decent story. Had that Chinese theme to it quite a bit. But all in all, it was still a good, what's the word? Still a good story. But I just bursting with nostalgia. Most of my nostalgia goes to the holiday events because I met a lot of good friends on here. One I still have on here. I still have a friend on my friends list whom I talked to from 10 years ago. And for any of you watching that used to play Guild Wars 1 in 05, 06, 07, 08, frequently, and more importantly so, frequented Marhan's Grotto, America server 1, like 99% of the time. You might remember a guy named Mr. Char, Howie Weaves. I was that guy that would just get bored after farming all day and type in dance naked with a pumpkin on my head. Did that a lot. That was an easy way to go AFK for a while. Will simultaneously be entertaining. And I'm actually gonna look for that. Well, I'm not appearing not to be seeing anything at the moment. But anyway, looks like this is starting up soon. Better get ready. I'm gonna get my bow ready.
Replenishing.
And then when factions rolled around, we had a few new fun things to do. Mainly, we had the festival once a year, the Canthan New Year Festival, where you could work on your drunkard title, which I wish they would bring back. ArenaNet, please bring back the drunkard title track. It'll give me something to work for on here. Anyway, beyond that, that's not the most important thing I should be working on anyway. But it would be nice. I'm just kind of screwing around on here until the boss gets here. Well, on top of that, you had the Canthan New Year Festival, which brought in some new festival games, like the there was that one that I remember the most. It was a form of gambling where you could stand in a Skype call at the moment, where you could stand in the little rings, and basically when your ring glowed, you won. So you could you would double your tickets or triple them, or it depended, I think it depended if you were the only one standing in it. It was a game of luck, and it cost a lot. I farmed for days to save up money just to play that all day, to get the rush of the gambling from it. Anyway, you had that, and then you also had roller beetle racing. I know you all remember that. People finding little shortcuts to go over the hill, under this, through the water, whatever, to win, because you would unlock you get the leaderboard, and I believe the winner got a special mini roller beetle. Keep in mind this was 06. I'm pretty sure it was 06. Actually, that had to be, or later 05. But anyway, and the one thing I remember the most after that was the constantly doing that, trying to top the leaderboard. Never did. I made it pretty high, but I never made it high enough to actually claim a prize from it. And then after that, we had Nightfall, which extended the realm of exploration mostly, gave you a different storyline. Then, a few years later, I'm kind of going a little faster because I'm going to close this up soon. Then towards the end of that, we had Eye of the North, which was the pathway into the sequel game, which we knew was going to come eventually. From the time of its launch, it was a few years later. Yes, I know that, but still, you knew it was coming. You were like, well, they're starting to wrap this up now, and we might see our sequel, Guild Wars 2, soon enough. And after all that time I had worked on that character, I was kind of excited for something new. And after playing Eye of the North, Hollow Monuments, all of that, after doing all of that stuff, I was honestly looking forward to something different. Maybe a new game, new mechanics, updated graphics, better looking, more possibilities. And we got that. I'm happy to say this game surpassed my expectations for what I felt was like a game that made me feel at home. Now keep in mind, I play World of Warcraft, I play Diablo 3, I play Hearthstone, I play a lot of games on console. I'm a big Call of Duty player, I'm a big Battlefield player, I play CSGO very rigorously, I stream on Twitch, just to let you know. My username on Twitch is Mr. Slobotnik. It's spelled the same way as it is right down there. So I do a lot in the gaming world, but I could not be on here. This game makes me feel at home. It was actually one of my first ever MMOs, and there's no way I was going to abandon it. I was not going to not play this, or put it down, or retire from it. And then when I actually tried Guild Wars 2, I felt the same. It was the same lore, just a different time period. We all know, certain one, they make mention to old figures like Rurik and all of that. It's just, it was new. I could jump, finally. I think Guild Wars really felt bad for not letting us jump, because we spent the whole game not being able to jump, and then in this one, it's actually encouraged you learn how to jump via jumping puzzles and rifts, etc., etc. Now you're kind of encouraged to learn good jumping. But when I first tried this one, I was actually very pleased, so to speak, because I just felt like, first of all, it had better mechanics, it ran better, it looked better, but I felt at home. The first thing I thought was, oh shit, here comes the fire boy. Stuff like this is also what made me really happy, personally. The concept of world bosses, which recycle every day, so you get your loot recycling every day, instead of once a week like World of Warcraft. And only drawback is you better be quick. Guild Wars 2 also tests your reflexes a little bit, makes you play the game a lot quicker and get places faster. Hit him right there. Boom. Hit fire with fire. But yeah, I just felt at home playing this one. I felt like back where I belonged, so to speak. And we just killed him. Shit. Heal up a little bit. Let me go get my money. We heal as one. No, we don't. Damn. I need to clear out space here. Fast as well. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. Damn it. I gotta go get that money over there. There's money waiting. Alright. Faster. I hope one of these guys has a key. Oh, I'm losing a little bit of frame rate here. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Well, anyway, I just feel at home on here, and I feel at home trolling as well, so don't forget about that. I like showing off the great saw. Well, anyway, as you can see, there's no key, so we can't get into what we want to do here. So I guess we're just gonna have to suck it up. Oh, I get more money in here. Crap. I never have enough room on here for anything. Probably gonna get bored later and just go salvage and farm shit like materials and start crafting shit to sell. It's usually what I do when I get really bored on here.
Oh, shiny.
Ooh, shiny. Salvage material. I hate how it asks your permission every time. Obviously, I want to get rid of it. If I clicked on that twice and clicked on the item, I don't want it.
This is the only proper course.
For the longest time, I thought he said only proper corpse. Anyway, let me get rid of that. Alright. A little bit of luck. Anyway. Well, this was... I knew I was going to keep... Oh, Christ. These people are definitionally lazy. Anyway. Beyond that. I'm gonna... Oh, by the way. I hope you all enjoy the great sword in the background. This weapon is a good lesson of... Open Black Lion chests. You never know. I have the worst luck in the world, but I didn't on Halloween 2012. And it paid off. Now this thing costs you around... Let me pull that up. It's a pretty embarrassing price, honestly. I opened some as much as I can. Look at that, $4,350. Now let me compare that to a legendary. Legendary that I would use. Look at that. It costs more than Twilight does. Let that be a lesson. Sometimes playing your luck ends in a great way. Well, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the nostalgic backpedal we just did of the old days of our beloved game. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be making more soon with my daily routine, etc. and all of that good stuff. I appreciate you for watching, and stick with me. I'll be back soon.